It's starting to get cold outside, which means I'm hibernating inside. And to make sure I can, I'm testing out 5 winter gadgets that will keep my hands, coffee, and body warm, my stomach happy, and keep my feet nice and relaxed. First up is gonna be a product that I've been using every single winter for the last 5 years. This is a set of heated gloves. It comes with these batteries, which are rechargeable, one for each of the 2 gloves. And all you have to do is recharge these after probably about 8 or so hours of use. They'll recharge just overnight for you. Then they go right inside of this pocket right here. It simply unzips and it plugs into the glove with this little cord right here, just into the battery, and then the battery slides right into there. Now the battery is a bit large. It does have a little bit of weight to it, but when it's inside of the glove, it's actually at the top right here, and because it's on top of your wrist, you don't really feel it too much, and it doesn't stop you from using the gloves, and you barely feel the weight difference too. Once it's all plugged in, you basically just hit the power button right here to turn them on, holding it down for a couple seconds, and then there's a couple different heating settings you can do, from blue at the coldest to green, light blue, purple, and all the way to red at the warmest. And again, the battery will basically just last a different amount of time based on which of those settings you actually need and use. I pretty much can't snowboard without these anymore, but you can also use them for just snow plowing in the middle of the winter, playing in the snow, making snowballs, whatever you're gonna do outside, they're perfect for it. I like to sip my coffee nice and slowly through the day, but obviously it gets cold, so for that, I've got this coffee mug warmer right here. So it's as simple as plugging this in, turning it on, and it's gonna keep your coffee or tea or hot chocolate warm for however long you want to on top of the warmer. So I've got my coffee right here. I'm gonna put it onto the warmer, and right now, let's get a reading of the temperature. So you can see right now, it's close to 140 degrees. We're gonna come back in a couple of hours and check on the temperature of the coffee to see if it's roughly the same temperature hours later. In the meantime, let's enjoy a nice s'mores treat. It does come in quite a few different pieces, which is convenient for storage, but a little bit inconvenient for building it. However, it does build super quickly. You basically just take each of these pieces and clip them onto each other like this into a full circle, and then set the actual s'mores maker on top of that. It does kind of like click into it at a certain spot right there, and the grate on top of that. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to preheat, so while it does that, you can start filling the compartments with your s'mores ingredients. Marshmallows in one little area, a set of graham crackers into another, and most importantly, the chocolate. It does also come with 2 skewers. I wish there was more than 2, but that'll do for now. It feels pretty warm right now, so let's start building a s'more. I'm gonna grab a marshmallow and start cooking it over this until it's golden brown. I'll let you know how long it takes. So far, we're about 1 minute into the marshmallow, and you can see we're already starting to get a little bit of goldenness. And I would say now we're pretty good. It is nice and golden there. So let's actually build the s'more. I've already got it prepared here with the graham cracker and chocolate. And let's put the other piece down and take a look at how good this looks. I'm just gonna push down on it to squeeze that marshmallow a little. And now it's time to try our little treat. Honestly, it's just as tasty as a s'mores made at a campfire, and the best part is that there's no actual fire. It's just an electric fire here, which is definitely much safer. And after enjoying that nice little treat, it's time for a foot spa. I love how thin this thing is. It's nice and collapsible, so you can really store it under anywhere when you're not using it, and then just collapse it open to actually open it up just by pushing down on the center. And then all you have to do is fill it up with water, so let me go grab some. I've got it all filled up with water now. Let's dive into the product. It comes with this little remote, so you can turn it on, control the bubbles and the heat settings. So first up, I'm gonna turn it on, and apparently my cat is interested in the foot spa. And let's get my feet in there. Here we go. We've got the bubbles. It's so cold. And I totally forgot to fill it with warm water, so it's freezing cold right now. I turned the heating on all the way, and we'll see how quickly it'll actually get warm enough to put my feet in. And while that heats up, let's check on the other thing that's supposed to be staying warm, our coffee. So it's been close to an hour now, and you can see it's still right around 120 degrees or so. So while it's not as boiling hot as when I first brewed it, it's definitely still warm, and way warmer than it would be without the coffee mug warmer. And actually feeling the bottom of the mug, it's actually still too hot to even touch at the bottom right there. So I think if I stir it up a little bit, it's probably much hotter at the bottom right now than the top. So after stirring it up, some of the coffee at the top now is reading closer to about 130 degrees. So it's really only lost about 10 degrees or so in the last hour. So it's only been about 5 minutes, and it's actually warm enough now to the touch to put my feet inside of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with it. And let's get those bubbles on as well. Gives you a nice vibration in there, definitely a spa feeling. And then on the bottom, as you can see under my feet there are those black rollers too. So you can go ahead and put your feet on them and just roll your feet back and forth. and kind of get a nice foot massage on the bottom of your foot. And then it also comes with this little pumice stone in the bottom right there, which you can pick up and actually use to scrape the dead skin off of the bottom of your feet, or even leave it in there at the bottom, because it does kind of hook into the bottom there, and just scrape with it actually still in the foot spa there. And then because it does collapse down so thin, it's really easy to store under pretty much anything, like a nightstand or a cabinet or wherever you want to put it. And then just in case you do have to go outside, which is our biggest fear, I have a car heated blanket last. So it has just a standard car 12-volt battery port that pretty much every car comes with these days. I'm gonna get this plugged in, and I'm curious to see how quickly it actually heats up. Am I gonna be at my destination before I'm warm, or is it right when I get in the car? So let's get it plugged in here. There we go, we're on, and the timer kind of starts now. I'll start wrapping myself with it, and I'm nice and covered with the blanket. Let's see how long it takes. So it's been maybe about 45 to 60 seconds, and I'm starting to feel the blanket kind of warming up my legs a little bit. It's definitely not like burning hot to the touch right now, but I'm getting a little bit of warmth pretty quickly. So I will say that warmth that I was getting about 45 seconds in is about the same that it is now after about 5 minutes. It's not the hottest thing in the world, but it is a blanket for one and a slightly heated blanket for two, so definitely better than not having it in my car. All the links are below, and don't forget to subscribe.